Becky Bain sat in their Manhattan home feeling lonely and alone. She never knew her marriage will someday take a nosedive. She had heard people complain about their marriage and had always thought that they were not just doing enough to keep it together. Becky's parents were together and happy until that evening her father went to the hospital where her mother works to pick her home. Becky's eyes were filled with tears at the memory of the death of her parents. Her parents were hit by a stray truck that crushed them to death that evening just when they were a few meters away from home. She remembered waking up that morning with a nightmare that she shared with her parents, but her father simply told her not to worry about it, saying maybe it's a fever, but she knew within her that something horrible was in the pipeline. Sitting down in their garden that morning, she had a strange feeling that something was not right. When she married Charles, she had vowed that divorce is not an option she would ever consider, but as Charles became busier in the office neglecting her and their daughter, she had become bitter and resented him because even when he promised to give them the weekend, something always come up that separates them further. Her bitterness had not helped her either, rather she constantly nagged at him as she vents her frustration. She had even gone so low to the point of prying on his calls, checking his email to know what he was up to or who he was seeing. This attitude she felt had driven him further away. She does not pray often, but her mother told her to always pray about everything, and she told her how rocky their marriage was in the begging. But as she developed her prayer life, praying for her husband, her mother told her how his life began to change to the point that people began to think she used a spell on him. She felt alone in the whole world, looking at the birds that comes to the garden to feed on whatever they can pick on the floor. Her brother, who she should be able to run to, was killed in the terrorist attack of 9/11, leaving her all alone in the world that had not been fair to her. She knew if her mother was alive, she would only say, "Pray for him." But thinking of praying for Charles, she felt it a very difficult thing to do. Charles left that morning for the office without even a word to her. That was after retiring to the bed late with the lame excuse that he had so much to do on Monday morning. Becky felt she was drowning in self-pity and hatred for the man she once loved so dearly. She gave up her job to take care of their daughter Katrina. If not, she believes she will have less to care about. "I have to pray," she said to herself, but where will she start from? She gave up on God just after the brother died, followed by the death of her parents. Where will she start from? She needs someone to help her, she thought as she went on her knees. "Lord," she ran out of word as she wept, her heart sore. "I don't know what to say to you, Lord, but I guess I have to start by first saying, I am sorry for all the years I left you, angry that you took my brother away, or rather that you allowed that horrible plane to crash into the building where he was working, and also for allowing the stray truck to kill my parents." She cried much more and continued, "But Lord, I need you now, help me, I am drowning, Lord, help me. I am sick at heart and don't know who I am anymore. Please, Lord," she said as she weakly stood to her feet and headed for the bathroom.